Hello, welcome to Lenny's Life Lessons. This is an introduction to Monday's topic, self. These discussions are intended purely for educational purposes. I offer private, individual, and group counseling and coaching sessions in person, by phone, and over the internet. Please visit my website, lennylondon.com, for information about these services. My mission is to serve to advance you in your living your life fully, richly, powerfully, and joyfully. Subscribe to these educational discussions on various topics posted here by noon, 6 days a week. Monday's topic, self, will cover various issues including self-esteem, self-empowerment, self-actualization, mental wellness, and more. Addressing self is critical because the source of most, if not all, of the suffering on this planet is due to painful negative self-perceptions. It's extremely painful in and of itself to regard yourself as inferior or damaged in any way. These perceptions can also result in hurtful behaviors towards others. When we are in pain, there is a tendency to strike out at others or to inadvertently be hurtful by pushing others away to protect ourselves. And often the hurtful perceptions about self are buried in the subconscious, programmed in at very young ages, in instances where a child misperceives the situation and decides that whatever is going on is somehow their fault. Young children tend to perceive that they cause or are the cause for everything they experience. If parents separate, the child feels somehow he or she caused it. If a parent is absent, the child perceives he or she must not be lovable. Also, a child may perceive he or she is unacceptable when scolded for their emotional reactions to hurtful situations. If a child is hurt, angry, or scared and crying, they're usually told not to feel that way, don't be sad. Sometimes they're even pushed away by the adult. When this happens, the child may decide that there must be something wrong with him or her, that he or she is not supposed to feel this way. Most of us have many early experiences that resulted in some of these painful misperceptions about ourselves. Few of us were told that we did not cause our parents to divorce, that we didn't cause their absence. Usually it's because the adults, they don't even realize that the child has these perceptions, or should I say misperceptions. Few children are told that their feelings are normal, then taught how to deal with their feelings and how to resolve the situations. Mostly, children and adults are consistently sent messages not to feel that way when they're unhappy. So most of us have some degree of a sense of, something must be wrong with me. I'm not supposed to feel this way. It may be vague and seldom surface, or it may be overwhelming and ever-present, that sense of something's wrong with me. All sorts of creative defenses evolve to deal with these painful perceptions. Most of these defenses work to some degree, but end up hurting us and others. There are many methods of uncovering and correcting these injurious thoughts, these injuries to ourselves. Some will be addressed in future discussions on this topic. For now, understand that taking care of yourself is the place to start. Unfortunately, here again, we get many messages in our culture that self-care is selfish, when in fact, self-care is absolutely necessary, especially if you have negative self-concepts, which most of us do have, at least some of them. Taking care of yourself is the most effective way to repair those. As you care for yourself, your subconscious mind gets the message, I am worthy. To illustrate the importance of self-care and help distinguish between self-care and selfishness, imagine you're on an airplane with a small child on one side and a 90-year-old on the other side. The airplane suddenly decompresses, but only one oxygen mask falls down. What do? Most people respond to me that they would give the oxygen mask to the baby. If that is what you would do, consider this. Without oxygen, how long will you survive? Right, not long. You're going to pass out within minutes. You'll be unconscious for a while, and then you die. And then what will the baby do when you can't hold the mask on it anymore? And the older person? The right answer is you take a deep breath of air first, then you give the baby a breath. then the older person, then you, then the baby, then you, then the older person, then you, then the baby, then you, then the older person, then you. Neither one of them can afford for you to skip yourself, not even one time. Likewise, your family and your friends cannot afford for you to skip yourself. In order to truly, really be there for others, you must take care of yourself first. In fact, the better you care for yourself, the more you can be there for others. Selfish would be to sit there holding the mask to your face while you watch them turn blue and pass out and die. Selfish is when you take care of yourself at the expense of others, without the balance of give and take. If for any reason you are not at peace with yourself, self-care will help get you there. Do you want peaceful relationships, peace on the planet? It starts with you. How is peace on earth possible if you are not at peace with yourself? Intentional self-care will go a long way towards helping you come to peace with yourself, which will go a long way to helping bring peace to the planet. The discussions on self are intended to support you in this and all things related to self. Subscribe now if you haven't already for ongoing support, information, and strategies for self-care and for getting stronger in yourself. And please share your thoughts, suggestions, and feedback at Lennys Life Lessons on Facebook. Follow me at Lennys Life Lessons on Twitter and visit my website, lennylondon.com. And thank you so much for joining me. Hope to see you next time.